lucky to have her. This is Darlene. I worked with her as a youth engagement assistant coordinator. She's a great educator, and she's great with you. We definitely need to hang out.
So she is Darlene Juliao. Darlene worked at the Bronx Zoo for 6 years, so we are so lucky to have her as a guide. Una guía de lujo para Drake Manríquez.
Probably more viewing points.
Yeah.
No, it's gotta be focused. Come on, let's see what we got. That's the point.
No, they do. They go swimming in the thing.
Oh, there's this. We use the board.
Yeah, there's what's it called? It's like a
Behavior.
gully.
Yeah.
Like they can't climb over.
Behavior.
Gully.
Yeah.
Like they can't climb over.
Time for a bath.
Look at him, look at him. I feel like this should be playing a song. Playing down.
Vale, video, William.
I know. They're fun.
So we're here at the Bronx Zoo, specifically Zoo Center. So this building used to be a historic building, and if you look up, if you look right on top, you're gonna see a head of an elephant, and that's because when this zoo was built and this building was being built, we had the elephant station here. But if you go and look at our zoo today, you'll actually see the rhinos. We have 2 rhinos, Harry and Zooberry. And the way that we tell them apart is their ears. So we look at their ears and we like to say Harry is not so hairy because he doesn't have a lot of hair on his ears. But Zooberry has a lot of hair on his ears. I think this might be Harry. No, so they're both male and they're brothers. Tenemos 2 rinocerontes y uno se llama Harry y el otro se llama Zooberry. Son hermanos, tienen la misma mamá pero diferente papá.
And then as you keep walking, we have another one that is called the Cosmoceratops. And they have more horns, but they're actually called frills because they didn't use those horns as like defense or anything because they're more frail and fragile, where these were like more solid. So they believe that they use their horns for like attracting a mate, and that's why they're gonna, when you see them, you're gonna see that they're kind of colorful right there.
So do you remember what I need to read you about dinosaurs?
So this is my friend, the lovely dinosaur. Can you please say hello? He doesn't want to say hello, he's a little shy today.
This is a
Sorry. So what is this game about?
To see
is the dinosaur smell. During the Cretaceous, our T-Rexes had to hunt for their prey by looking for the smell. But I hope you're ready. So here we have an easy one and we have a hard one. Which one do you want to start with? Hard. Oh. All right. So with the whip of this, we're going to try and guess what kind of plants our T-Rex would have been smelling during the Cretaceous era. Good job. All right, let's go. There's another one up here. Come on. There's some more. That smells were masked by really, really good ones. So they had to work hard to try and find this bad, rotted smell from up to 6 miles away while filtering out all of these good smells. So what you're trying to do is guess what this smell might be. This is a plant that lived during the Cretaceous era and still exists to this day. In fact, we have a few of them in the zoo, one of which is at the dig site. We need a hint? Yes. Yeah. A magnolia, good job! It is a magnolia plant. That was a hard one. You're the first. Yes, there's a little teeth for that.
So this is the Mama Cheesaurus. I think this one is a herbivore. So they only eat plants.
Oh, it's vegetarian. Claro, mi amor, esto es impresionante.
Yes, they're all in the same Ceratops family. And then as we keep walking, we have another one that is called the Ceratops. And they have more horns, but they're actually called frills because they didn't use those horns as like defense or anything because they're more frail and fragile, where these were like more solid. So they believe that they use their horns for like attracting a mate, and that's why they're gonna, when you see them, you're gonna see that they're kind of colorful right there.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Good afternoon, wildlife explorers, and grab your final seats. My name is Matthew. I'll be your driver and tour guide. For your own safety and the safety of others, please remain seated at all times with all body parts inside the train and off the rails. My name is Matthew. I'll be your driver and tour guide. For your own safety, please remain seated at all times with all body parts inside the train and off the rails. Put all that food away unless you want a peacock in your lap. We've just traveled 7,000 miles to the wilds of Asia, and we're looking for 3 deer species and an antelope species. Instead, we find India's national bird, the peafowl. More about them later. We're in the middle of the meadow are the Bactrian deer. These large white deer are the newest member of our monorail family. We have 2 males and 4 females. They're a relative of the red deer of Central Asia. They were highlighted on season 6 of the zoo. All children must be in seats, please. These huts coming up tell an important conservation story. We'll catch up with the rest of the deer and antelope in about 6 minutes on the other side of that meadow. completely extinct in nature and could only be found in zoos. We're talking about the Mongolian wild horse, or Przewalski's horse. We have 9 horses on display today, so don't stop looking after you see the first 1 or 2. 1/2 feet at the shoulder and can weigh up to 650 pounds. They have 3 bars on each antler with 3 points on each bar. So if it's got a tan coat, it's a Nilgai antelope. Chocolate colored coat, it's a sandbar deer. We'll get another look at them when we get to the other side of this boulder. Just look straight across the meadow. Patty's a little bigger with more hair. That's how we tell them apart. And if you saw the Animal Planet show, The Zoo, you know that twice a week they receive special baths